I do have to admit that there has to be a level of nostalgia that clouds my judgment with this, but I honestly do think that Back to the Future, our number 4 film on the list, is one of the best written movies of all time. I mean, the soundtrack rocks, of course, but what really makes this film is the interplay between Christopher Lloyd's Doc Brown and Michael J. Fox's Marty McFly. You've probably heard the story about how there was a different person cast in the role of Marty McFly for a few weeks to fire him, bring on Michael J. Fox. This movie would not be iconic without Michael J. Fox. Like, it has to be stated. And it does this wonderful thing, this science fiction premise that so many of us have thought about. What would happen if we met our parents at the same age we are now? Meaning, like, if we're a teenager, what would we think of our parents as teenagers? The answer, they were dweebs. It does that very 80s thing where it's not afraid to, like, cross that line because the mother does try to, date her son. She doesn't know it's her son yet. But it's basically just like iconic scene after iconic scene. Whether it's the shootout in the parking lot, the going back in time, Biff trying to foil his plans, meeting his dad at the lunch counter, performing Johnny Be Good, flying away in the DeLorean at the very end. Like, all of it is just so well done and conceived. We don't belabor the point. It just understands how to keep the rhythm going, and every plot beat builds on the thing before it. It's comedic. It's thrilling. It has great iconic lines. Wonderful characters. My biggest complaint about the sequels, I will just say, is that his love interest basically is completely sidelined. I think she should have been able to take a more strong role inside the sequels, but the 80s, man, I don't know what to tell you. But the first film is one I continually return to. But what do you think about Back to the Future? Let me know down in the comments below. And tomorrow, a film about a girl and her mother.
You telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
The way I see it, if you're gonna build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?